and we can get started. Well, it's my pleasure to be hosting tonight's call. My name is Anne Turnbull. I'm a Crown Diamond with Max International, originally from Canada. I've been living in West Africa, in Ghana, and then Nigeria for the last 8 years, and I'm just relocating to Kenya. So I am dialing in tonight from Nairobi, Kenya. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. And tonight we're going to talk about Max International. We're going to talk about our incredible products and our business opportunity. Now, if you were with us last Saturday night, when Professor Osinubi shared with us some amazing science, some amazing studies, and all about the science of glutathione and ribosine, just put a 1 into the chat if you were with us last Saturday. That was really an incredible call. I know that I had so many people reach out to me afterwards telling me how amazing it was, how they wanted to have the replay, they wanted to listen to it again. And so if you were with us last week, I know you got a lot of value. This is the part 2 of our series with Professor Osinubi. If you did not listen to the call last week, then you can certainly listen to the replay. I know that you'd love to hear it, and we'll be happy to share that with you as well. And so tonight we're going to talk about Max International. Now, Max International was established in 2007. So we've already been in business for 15 years, and that's a good thing because, you know, most companies go out of business. They fail within their first 5 years, but Max has been around for 15 years. We've stood the test of time, and we're now open in over 20 countries around the world. Our most recent countries to open have been Kenya and Cameroon. So it's really, really exciting to see the expansion in Africa. We're going to be expanding in Mexico and other countries as well. And so Max is truly a global company. And one thing I love about Max International is that we're a group of professionals from all different walks of life. Me, I have a corporate background. You'll hear from an amazing medical professor. We have bankers, we have lawyers, we have pharmacists, we have students, we have entrepreneurs. So all people from all walks of life come together, and we really create a lot of social capital together. And because we have incredible science-based products, you know, just today I got a message from someone just a few minutes before the call about how amazing our products have been working for her and for the people that she's been giving them to. Because our products are science-based and they actually work, we also have a very, very strong business, and it's a commission-based business plan. Now, we have a lot of fun as well. We go on incredible adventures and incentive trips. We just came back from an amazing incentive trip this year. So if you love to travel, this is also a great home for you. And one of the things that most of us love the best is the personal development and growth that we get by being a part of Max International. That's a very big focus as well. And our mission is to empower people to build a legacy of significant change in their lives and in the lives of others. But you know, change starts with each of us, doesn't it? And every one of us desires some sort of significant change in our lives. Some of us may want to build our dream house. Some love to travel and take vacations. I love to travel. I love to experience new places. Some would love to have more time with family, or maybe further their education for themselves, or maybe give their children the best education that they can. For some people, the change or the dream goal would be starting a business, or maybe just staying as healthy and fit as possible, or even having passive income from investments. So take a moment and just type into the chat, what significant change would you love to have in your life? So just type into the chat, what significant change would you love to have in your life? Is it taking that dream vacation? Is it building your dream house? Maybe having your dream car, maybe more time with family, or furthering your education, investments. What is it that you would love to have if you could make a significant change in your own life? Great. I'm seeing some of you are saying all. Well, that's wonderful. Absolutely. Oh, gosh, amazing. Investments. Yes, yes, yes. All. Wow. A lot of you are saying all. You know, that's a great, great attitude, because if you believe you can have it all, then you can have it all. And with Max International, you absolutely can have it all if you take this business very, very seriously. And one of the things that we need to make any significant change, in fact, there are two things that we need. The first thing that we really need is our health. And you realize that when you don't have your health, it's really, really hard to do anything at all, to make any kind of significant change for yourself or for anyone around you. And to walk us through the health aspect of what Max International has to offer, I'm so happy to introduce my partner, my co-presenter, one of the most credentialed, amazing people that I have ever met in my life. This is a man that I'm very proud to call a friend. He is a medical professor. He's been practicing medicine for over 35 years. He's a fellow of the American College of Endocrinology and 5 other medical fellowships. So this is someone who is highly, highly credentialed. He's a professor of anatomy, and not only does he have all of those medical credentials behind him, but he is also the pioneer executive director of the University of Lagos Business School. He's published over 120 scientific papers. So I cannot think of anyone more credentialed, more experienced to present health to us than Professor Abraham Osinubi. Prof, take it away.
Oh, thank you, Han. Can I upload my slide?
Yes, you can. Just go ahead and share.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you, Han, for that wonderful presentation and the introduction. So, like Han just said, 2 things I believe you need to achieve all those things that have been displayed. 2 things: good health, good money. So I'm going to take the health aspect, while Han will take the wealth aspect. Well, why are we even starting with? Why are we talking about health? For us, health is the most important and most critical thing. The beginning of an end of every wealth creation is actually health, and that is very important. By the way, about 60 million people will die every year. 80 million people will die of heart disease, ranging from hypertension, stroke, heart attack. In the US alone, every minute, 1 person dies of a heart attack. Okay, worldwide, 10 million people will die of cancer this year. Okay, by the way, cancer deaths jumped from 8.5 million 2 years ago annually to 10 million this year. That is our projection. And 1.5 million people will die of diabetes. Unfortunately, the major burden of these disease entities actually is in Africa. Okay, and that is why this presentation is very important, critical for us. I will not delve more into the clinical aspect today, unlike last week, because there are people who are not medics among us today. But generally, the bottom line here is that a lot of people are suffering. By the way, it has been estimated that between 1 out of 2 to 3 people are at the risk of developing cancer in their lifetime. This is staggering. This is scary. That is, if you see 10 people, 5 of them are likely going to have predisposition to cancers in the either now or later. So it is very scary. About 80 to 90% of people worldwide will develop some form of pains at one point in their lifetime. This is also very scary, but these are about 6.5 million people will die of respiratory disease. But the good news is that almost between 60, 75, 80% of these are preventable. And that is why we are here today, okay? But you see, when we are talking about the health of the body, what determines the health of the body is actually the health of the individual components of the body. The body is made up of over 70 trillions of cells. Okay? If your body is going to work perfectly, if your body is going to work efficiently and effectively, these tiny particles known as cells, they must work perfectly. Okay? And one molecule that we have found to be the most critical to the reproduction and replacement of worn-out cells, of dead cells, of expired cells is nothing but glutathione. Yes, glutathione. It is the most critical molecule that your cells need to be healthy. It is the most critical molecule that your cells need in appreciable quantity to replenish themselves. It is the most critical molecule that your cells need to work effectively and efficiently. Without good levels of this molecule known as glutathione, there is no way you can work effectively. As a matter of fact, glutathione is essential to life. It means that you cannot live without it. If at all, we've been saying food, oxygen, water, these are the three most essential things. But I'm telling you, glutathione is also part of this, okay? And as a matter of, if you have enough oxygen and you don't have glutathione, you are dead already. As a matter, that's the truth. You are dead. So glutathione is dead. Almost every process in the body is actually pivoted on glutathione. It's actually, so glutathione serves as cofactor of many of these processes in the human body. Okay, so what is this glutathione? Glutathione is a naturally occurring molecule, okay? A protein molecule in every cell in your body that God had graciously granted, bequeathed unto us to survive this hostile world. So what does this molecule, what does it do? Okay, number one, it is the most powerful, most important, most abundant intracellular antioxidant in the human body. So it meaning that it helps us scavenge. It scavenges free radicals, okay, toxins that would militate against our well-being. It mops them up and then combines them with the necessary molecule, and you can get water and oxygen at times from it to be extracted out, as the case may be. Another thing that it does in the human body is to modulate the immune system. As a matter of fact, your immune system can never, in absolute term, your immune system can never work efficiently or effectively without good level of glutathione. The reason being that glutathione modulates, ensuring that your immune system is neither overactive nor underactive. So it responds appropriately. For example, why are you not consumed by microbes, by viruses, by bacteria? It's all because the immune system is working effectively. Thank God for the functions of the glutathione. Another thing that glutathione does in the human body is to help us remove toxins, waste. For example, glutathione combines with heavy metals like mercury, cadmium, even aluminum, lead, okay, and allows our kidneys and liver to excrete them out in soluble form. So glutathione is absolutely essential to the human body. Another thing that glutathione does is that it slows down your aging process. Okay, we've just discovered that one of the things that actually confers aging are the telomeres. The telomeres, by the way, are the tail ends of the chromosomes. As you grow older, your telomeres will get shorter. So one thing that destroys them is actually free radical. We found out that the shorter your telomeres are, the lower your glutathione is. The lower your glutathione is, the shorter your telomeres is. So if you want to prolong your life, if you want to prolong okay, you want to live gracefully, age gracefully as we say it, okay, you need to have adequate amount of glutathione. No wonder God has graciously bequeathed glutathione to us free in our body, you know, in every cell. Without glutathione, you can never have enough energy. Guess what? Your body spends minimum between 6% to 12% of the body ATP to manufacture glutathione. To tell you how important glutathione is. Okay, in the lens of the eye, for example, the percentage of ATP spent is between 11 and 12% on manufacturing glutathione alone. So glutathione also promotes sleeps. This is amazing. And I explained last week the mechanism, how it promotes sleep, but time will not permit to go into that today, okay? Without glutathione, it is almost impossible to have mental clarity, okay, for you to function effectively and focus on things. You may not be able to function very well with your brain, okay, without enough levels of glutathione. And lastly, glutathione ensures that we have good performance, either athletic performance in the field, in the boardroom, okay, where we need to do make use of a lot of brains, a lot of action potentials. Without glutathione, you may not have good sexual performance as well. These are all very important functions of glutathione. But these are all good things about glutathione. But guess what? As we age, from about 20 years of age downwards, your glutathione levels will begin to undergo serious decline. By the time most people are 70, 60, they would have lost over half of the levels of their glutathione. And by the time we are getting to 80, you can see the line, your glutathione has already reached a dangerously low level. Unfortunately, as your level of glutathione goes down, oxidative stress comes up. But what should bother us is not just this oxidative stress. What should bother you and I is that something accompanies that oxidative stress. Something accompanies that dangerously low levels of glutathione. And what is that? Diseases that many of us have categorized as old age diseases, such as heart diseases, including but not limited to heart attack, hypertension, stroke, even cancers, diabetes, arthritis, glaucoma, okay, cataract, kidney issues, liver issues, okay, chronic arthritis, Alzheimer, Parkinson, autistic disorders, and so many other dementias. All these have been categorized as old age diseases. But the truth is that these are largely determined because we have found that over 74 of these chronic diseases have been associated with low levels of glutathione, okay? Because the simple reason is that why is it that our glutathione levels are going down as we grow older? The reasons are not too far-fetched. The older you are, the more you are exposed to toxins in the atmosphere. The older you become, the more you are exposed to stress. The older you are, the more you are exposed to pollutants in water, pollutants in the soil, pollutants in the air, exhausts, okay, from industries, okay, from vessels, okay, from machineries, okay, and of course, drugs, stress, all these, and diet, sleep, not having good quality sleep. All these have come together, okay, to actually create an environment that easily depletes the store of our glutathione level as we grow older because of the exposure to all these toxins. Over 74 medical conditions, you know, some of them I've mentioned earlier, have been associated with low level of glutathione. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been practicing for over 35 years as a medical doctor. I am yet to see a chronic disease that has not been associated with low levels of glutathione. You can mention some of them on your fingers. You can count them. You can talk about heart attack. You can talk about stroke. You can talk about hypertension. You can talk about diabetes. You can talk about cataract. You can talk about glaucoma. You can talk about Alzheimer. You can talk about Parkinson's disease. You can talk about autism disorder. You can talk about sickle cell disease, and so many of them. All these have been associated with low levels of glutathione. It means we are talking about a serious molecule here, because glutathione is the most abundant. It is the most powerful. Antioxidant intracellularly inside your cell, and the most in abundance. Is amazing. The only antioxidant that replenishes itself. Not just that, the only antioxidant that helps convert other antioxidants back to their normal self. It is glutathione that can do that. For example, vitamin C, when you take it, it's an antioxidant. Very good. Okay. But guess what? Vitamin C, when it scavenges free radicals, itself becomes a free radical. It needs glutathione to get it converted back to its normal self. So if it means that we are taking vitamin C or vitamin E at a very high dose, after some time, you may be doing more damage, because you may be creating more free radicals without good levels of glutathione there that will help you replenish itself and also reconvert other antioxidants to their normal self. So people have tried in the past to use tablets of glutathione. Ladies and gentlemen, it won't work. I can tell you that for free. The simple reason that glutathione is a 3-amino acid protein, okay? And because it contains cysteine, it has what we call the sulfhydride bond. This makes it fragile. The enzymes known as hydrolysis, okay? Hydrolysis are found almost everywhere in the body, but in abundance in the liver and the intestinal mucosa. So this hydrolysis will hydrolyze the sulfhydride bond. And that means that if you take glutathione orally, you are not going to have an appreciable quantity that will cross the cell membrane to inside the cell and function. Unfortunately, even though we have glutathione transporters, the carriers of glutathione, have never been known to convey glutathione from outside the cell to inside the cell. So you may not be getting any value for your money if you are taking glutathione. And again, the acid in the stomach also destroys glutathione. So it's not wise, to take glutathione as a pill. What people have done in the past is also to take injectables. Of course, when you are taking injectables, it means that you are taking something which is not natural, something that we scientists have created in the laboratory. That's what you are probably using. And it works. But guess what? Because the half-life of glutathione is very short, it means that you need to be repeating the injection maybe 3 or 4 times in a week. As at the last time I checked, a good ampoule of glutathione cost almost over $100. So that means it's not economical. That means I will not prescribe it for an average person. So it's not likely I'm going to use that. Apart from the fact that, again, we are suspecting that it may be dangerous later in life, maybe to the brain, to the liver, or to the kidney. And that is why it is not practicable for us to use the injectables. So the solution eventually came. After 25 years of research, the solution is ribosine. Ribosine is patented, is now available through Max International. The first paper on ribosine came out in 1987. So we are not talking of a product that just came out today. And who led the scientists to get this ribosine out to us is no other person than Dr. Albert Nagasawa. Dr. Albert Nagasawa then was a professor of medicinal chemistry in Minnesota University. After 25 years of research in the laboratory, came out with the solution. Ribosine is simply a molecule that contains D-ribose, a simple sugar, and cysteine, the rate-limiting amino acid for the synthesis of glutathione. Okay, when ribosine gets inside your cell, it splits into two. D-ribose goes its way, cysteine goes its way. Cysteine is mobilized together with the other two components that are already in abundance within the cell. And what are these other two components? Glutamic acid, okay, and glycine. Then we appropriate together with cysteine and then, okay, forming glutathione. Ladies and gentlemen, the D-ribose is not wasted. D-ribose is essential to the functioning of your cardiac and skeletal muscle. So it appears so simple today, but it took these scientists 25 solid years to come up with ribosine. Ribosine today is now the most potent, most technologically advanced intracellular glutathione support system in the world. So again, ribosine does not contain glutathione. It contains the rate-limiting amino acid cysteine that is necessary, essential for the synthesis of glutathione. Cysteine gets inside the cell, it is mobilized together with the other two components, and then the three amino acids are used in manufacturing intracellularly within your cells as many molecules as are available, as needed by the body. Of course, if your body doesn't need it, it doesn't synthesize it. That is the good thing about this process. Okay, if your body has enough glutathione molecule, it's not going to be synthesized. Okay, unlike when you give injections, you have bypassed the negative feedback mechanism, and so you may have too much of glutathione in your system. We don't know what that may be later on. Studies have not really shown us any adverse effect, but I mean, there is no point in having an overdose of something when you can actually prevent it using ribosine. By the way, virtually all the products of Max International, including those containing ribosine, are halal compliant, meaning that our Muslim brethren and sisters can actually take them. Banned substance control group has also approved them because they do not contain any banned substances. Nonetheless, this actually has performance. So, and virtually all the countries in which our products are available, the necessary drug enforcing authorities have actually approved them. For example, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Cameroon, in Kenya, okay, all the necessary drug law enforcement agents, authorities have actually approved them. So let me quickly talk a little bit about 2 or 3 of the products. Cellgevity is the flagship product. Okay, if there's one product that you should be using every day, whether you are ill or not, this is Cellgevity. I've been taking this product since May year 2015, and I can never stop. I've been taking, I'm not sick, thank God for that. But let me tell you a little about Cellgevity. Cellgevity not only contains ribosine, it contains 12 other ingredients, ranging from aloe, resveratrol, broccoli, grapeseed, turmeric, black tea, tizo, quercetin, vitamin C, cordyceps. Let me tell you a little bit about 3 things common to all these products, all these ingredients. Number 1, they are all powerful antioxidants in their own right. Number 2, they are anti-inflammatory agents. Virtually every chronic ailment in the world as of today, the underlying problem is actually chronic inflammation. Okay? And virtually all these products, and again, thirdly, many of these products are in their own rights, been confirmed. You can Google as I speak. Many of them are anti-cancer agents. Okay, many of them of this product is amazing. But something is unique about quercetin. Quercetin also has been now known to be essential to promote browning, that is, maturation of white fat cell to brown cells. So it is important also for weight loss. So this is an awesome product. If there's one product you should be taking, this is one product you should not. Max ATP. Max ATP is energy when needed. Please, this is not an energy drink. please. Even though it comes in form of sachet, you pour it in water, small quantity of water, and you drink it as at when needed. Okay, you can take it in the morning, you can take it in the evening. But ladies and gentlemen, this contains natural ingredients from which natural ATP can be synthesized by your body. That's all. It is not an energy drink. Of course, as you know, energy drinks have been found to be loaded with synthetic caffeine. Okay, and this doesn't contain any synthetic caffeine, please, ladies and gentlemen. So it's one product that you should actually, for example, you are overworked, you are stressed, you are in the boardroom, in the bedroom. This is one product you should take. Then Max Infused. I use this product largely for people who, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, every day people ask me, what amount of vegetable and fruits do you need every day? I say, okay, you need 7 servings of vegetable, 7 servings of fruits every day. How many of us will have the time, for God's sake, to eat fruits minimum of 7 times in a day? Almost nobody can do that, even if you have the money. But this product contains virtually all the essential minerals and vitamins that you need for daily living. Okay, the nutrients that you would have gotten from a dining table loaded with food. I mean, and this will only give you 10 calories. Okay, the nutrients you would have gotten from food that would have given you 20,000 calories. Okay, so meaning that this is also a product not just for people who are ill, who are debilitated, but also for people who are attempting to lose weight, who don't want to eat so many things, but they still want to have their required nutrients. And the only calories you are going to get here is just 10 calories. Ladies and gentlemen, Meta Switch. I'm sure many of you are here today. You've seen people, you know people who have attempted all their lifetime to lose weight and they've not been able to do it. We now know in the human body that everybody has what we call the metabolic switch. AMPK is the metabolic switch. Many people are not losing weight. When you eat your food, whether it is starch, whether it is carbohydrate, whether it is fat, everything gets converted to fat at the end of the day. But guess what? When the switch is on, you will metabolize normally. In fact, when this switch is on, guess what? The white fat cell has been known to be converted to brown fat cells. Brown fat cells are basically the energy depot in your body. Okay, we now know categorically that most people who are obese actually have so much of white fat cells in their body. So what AMPK switch does is to activate the white fat cell to be turned to the brown fat cells. And this switch contains, the Meta Switch contains natural ingredients to just switch on your switch back to normal, and you begin to metabolize normally. It's amazing. I also take this product every day. I've taken mine today. I've taken my 3 doses today, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening already. Ladies and gentlemen, the last product I'm going to talk about is Max 357. Ladies and gentlemen, the basis, and for emphasis again, the basis of almost chronic ailment is chronic inflammation. One of the things that omega-3 does in the human body is to counteract the effect of omega-6. Omega-6 actually promotes chronic inflammation, by the way. I mean, you get omega-3 from a lot of animal tissue, especially egg. There's a lot of omega-6 there. But omega-3 actually is an anti-inflammatory agent. It is awesome. Omega-5, okay? And it is, these oils are so critical for the functioning of your heart, for the functioning of your eyes, for the functioning of your brain, for the functioning of your skin. Ladies and gentlemen, if your skin is giving you problem, this is one product you should not miss. And why are we talking about this omega-357 as being the best in the market? For 2 reasons before I leave here. 2, number 1 is that these oils that are used by Max International are gotten from fishes harvested from one of the most pristine seas in the world, the Norwegian Sea. The sea that still remains the way God has created it. That is where the fishes that are used, okay, for the manufacturing of the oils here. Number two is that the processing of Max 357 of this oil actually begins right on the sea. You will agree with me, by the time you are transporting harvested fishes, to the ship, to the factory, to the warehouse, some nutrients would have been lost. The processes actually begin right on the sea. This is an amazing product you should get. I take this also every day, ladies and gentlemen. These are products that you should never miss. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I am a testimony myself already, so I a lot of my I tell people that if you know anybody, please, who is currently having diabetes, currently having raised blood pressure, we are not saying that this product cures diabetes, cure hypertension, but these products can be added as adjuncts to whatever treatment you are using. And this product in any way is not negating, they are not negating you from seeing your doctors, please. We are not promoting as something that is making you not to see your doctors. Okay, please, this is so important. These are supplements, and that is why these products are not only handled by medical practitioners, they can be handled by everybody because they are food supplements. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. So please, we said at the beginning that there are two things that make you not to achieve your potentials in life. What are those two things? Health and wealth. We've just talking about health. Now you need, as a matter of fact, you need good money to achieve good health. That's the truth. I tell somebody, I paraphrase it from quotation given by somebody that, look, even when the gene, when the genes have loaded the diseases, something may trigger the gene to manifest as diseases. And what is that thing that may trigger the genes to manifest as diseases? That is poverty. Yes, poverty can actually trigger a loaded gun to become, to manifest in form of. So who else to tell us about how you can convert all what I've spoken about literally to financial freedom for yourself, other than a world-renowned leader in Max International, a teacher of teachers, a trainer of trainers, somebody who have traveled around the world. I think the next place Anne should go now is Mars. Okay, so help me welcome Crown Diamond and Turnbull. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Professor Osinubi. You are so amazing. I love listening to you. You know what? I always learn something every single time, and I know that our guests on the call learned a lot as well. So thank you so much for your amazing presentation. And I know some of you have questions, and don't worry, you can just note your questions and we'll answer as many as we can at the end of our presentation. And so definitely, you know, all we ever say is commit to the products for 90 days and you will definitely have your own testimony. We have testimonies every single day, every single week, every single month. And if you try the products yourself, I'm very certain that you will also have your own testimony to share. And just like Prof said, you know, one thing that we need is health. And the other thing that we need is income, because without resources, we really can't make that much impact in the world. And so Max International offers us an opportunity to add another stream of income. For some people, they just want to use the products and have enough maybe to pay for the products. For some people, maybe they just want a little bit of extra income, right? And maybe a part-time income. And for some people, maybe they might be interested in something very significant and they want to replace their full-time income and make more than they ever could have earned working. And so all of those are available with Max International. Now, as we look at these companies here on the screen, you know, you see companies like Uber, Bolt, think about companies like Amazon, Airbnb, and what do these companies have in common? So just type into the chat what they have in common. And if you think about the world today, you know, so many companies are working like this. For me, when I travel, I stay in an Airbnb. When I'm out and needing a ride, I use Uber or Bolt. And so just type into the chat what these kinds of companies have in common. Yeah, exactly. I see network. They all have networking and internet in common. And if you think about it today, that is the world that we live in. We live in the plug and play economy. And so today, what companies do and what all of us do is, you know, we actually find something that we can plug into where it plugs in the services and the products that a seller has to find buyers who would like those products and services. So that's how it is with Uber, with Airbnb, with so many amazing companies in the world. And when you connect interested parties and you're creating value, that's how you can also make money. And that's exactly how it is with Max International. You know, we at Max International, we are all independent associates. So we don't make the products, we don't set the prices, we don't open the countries, we don't open the offices. What we do is we share the products and the business opportunity with people, just like we're doing with you tonight. And then we teach people who want a business how to be successful. Now, when you're sharing the products and the business with people, and somebody wants to buy the products or buy the products and become an associate, then you get paid a commission for making that connection into the company through you. And that's exactly what we do with Max International. You are the one who shares the products and the business with people. You plug them into the company through you, and you get paid commission based on their purchases. Now, as you are growing, you're sharing the products and the business with as many people as you can. You're teaching those who want a business how to do the exact same thing. And we teach you all of these things. And as more and more people get connected into your network, more and more people are buying the products, more and more people are sharing the business with others, and your network starts to grow. The purchases start to grow in your network, in your organization, and you get paid commissions based on all of those purchases. And you can actually earn up to $40,000 in a month. So this is very, very exciting. And you can see why there's a lot of opportunity, because when you have products that really solve people's problems in the world, you actually have a very, very significant business opportunity. And how do you earn commissions with the company? Well, like I said, you need to be sharing the products and the business with people. But there's one way that the company knows you're open for business and that they should pay you based on any product purchases in your network. And that is because you have purchased your products in that particular month. So every month, in order to be open for business, you purchase a few products, not very much, just enough for 1 or 2 people. And those products are worth points. So you purchase 100 points worth of products each month. That tells the company you're open for business, and that allows you to get paid commissions based on all of the product purchases in your network. And so as you're connecting business partners, as you're connecting customers into the company through you, you can now get paid on all of those product purchases. And here's an example of what you can be earning. So this is very significant. You can see that as you rise up the levels, we call them ranks with Max International, when you become an associate, you can rise to senior associate, making up to $200 a month, bronze, making between $200 and $500 a month, silver, making up to $1,500 a month. And you can see that you grow all the way up to crown diamond, making up to $40,000 every single month. So this can be very, very significant. And I want you to take a look at this chart and just type into the chat, where would you want to see yourself maybe in 3 years' time from now? Would you want to be gold, earning between $1,500 and $3,000? Platinum, earning between $3,000 and $6,000 per month, diamond, earning between $6,000 and $15,000 a month, or all the way up to Crown Diamond, earning up to $40,000 a month. So just type into the chat where you'd love to see yourself in 3 years' time from now. Wow, I'm seeing some amazing Crown Diamonds, triple diamonds. Wow, I love it. So a lot of superstars on our call. I can see that. We've got crowns, we've got triple diamonds, amazing, amazing Crown Diamonds. Wow, so many of you. I love it. That is really, really, really fantastic. And I want you to think about your business, because remember I said we do two things in our business. We share the products and the business opportunity with people, and we teach people who want a business how to be successful. So as you're teaching people who want a business how to do exactly what you're doing, then you will be also paid based on their earnings. So Max wants to reward you based on your teaching. They want to reward you based on how successful the people you've introduced into the business are. And so as people are earning, let's say it's 3 years from now, and maybe you've reached the level of Crown Diamond, as so many of you in the call want to reach, and maybe you've introduced several hundred people into the business, and perhaps some of them are diamonds. Maybe 5 of them have reached the diamond level, earning, let's say, $10,000 in a month. Now, because you're the one who's introduced them to the company, you're the one who's taught them, mentored them, coached them on how to be successful, Max will pay you an added commission of up to 50% of whatever they are earning. So if you have maybe 5 people earning $10,000 a month, you can be earning up to 50% of whatever they are earning, in addition to your own income in this monthly income chart. So that becomes very, very, very exciting. And whether people are earning $100 a month, $1,000 a month, $5,000, $10,000 a month, whatever they're earning, you can be earning a percentage of their income just for being a good teacher and a good coach. So this makes our income opportunity unlimited, and it becomes very, very exciting when you start to fully understand what is possible. We have a lot of support. We have training. We have our offices. So we have brand new offices in Kenya and Cameroon. We have multiple offices in Nigeria, many offices in Ghana, offices around the world. There's a lot of team support. We have a lot of tools, a lot of opportunity for you to grow within your team. And everything is shown in our online business center. We have a virtual office that you can see every single order in your team. You can see absolutely everyone. You can see everything that's going on in your business. And, you know, like I said, we're a network of professionals. Now, where else would I have met the amazing Professor Osinubi other than here at Max International? I'm so grateful to know him. I'm so grateful to know so many other amazing people that I've met in Max International. And we have free world-class trainings. You know, we're going to be, for example, here in Kenya, we're going into a week worth of training every single day, and it's absolutely free for people to attend. You have mentorship with your team and others, and we have incredible incentive trips. So we, as Diamonds, we went to Ireland this year. It was amazing. I know we had some of us who are on the call. Dr. Stella was there. Funcho was there. It was really an amazing, amazing experience. And you would love Max incentive trips so much. For those of you who love to travel, this is travel on another level, okay? A 5-star experience that, for me, I would never hope to have that experience on my own, because it's just things that you can't actually do on your own. Staying in medieval castles, having venues rented out exclusively for us, it's really, really amazing. And so if you love to travel like I do, that will be a highlight of your Max business career. Now, how do you get started? Well, you can get started with a product package. Whatever product package is right for you, you can start from as low as $150 up to $1,000 or more. And it doesn't really matter which package you start with. You just start with the package that is right for you. As long as you start with a product package, you are open for business you are ready to earn commissions, and you are ready to start building an amazing, amazing business. The only difference in the packages is that you get more products and you get a slightly better price per product. But other than that, there is absolutely no difference. So you start with whatever the package is that's right for you. In Kenya, for example, you can start with as low as 13,000 Kenya shillings. In Nigeria, you can start with as low as 45,000 naira. So you just, depending on the country that you are starting in, you find out what packages are available in that country, and you can start right from there. Now, you know, every single one of us has made decisions that has taken us to wherever we are today. And all of you are going to be making decisions that will take you to wherever you're going to be tomorrow. For me, I'm from Canada. I had an amazing career in the corporate world. I made a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. But I started to realize that I wanted to do something that was going to make more of a difference in the world, and that was going to, you know, really have me make an impact. And I wasn't getting that from my corporate job, my corporate world. And so when I was introduced to Max International, I started right away. It was a no-brainer decision. I didn't have to quit my job. I could start with something reasonable, and I started. And I didn't know anything about network marketing. I don't have a health background, but that decision was over 13 years ago now. That was the best decision I have ever made in my life. And when I had the chance to go to Africa for the very first time, that was when the company was opening up in Ghana. Now the company is open up in over 20 countries around the world, but Ghana was the first African country. And when I went to Ghana for the first time, I just fell in love with Africa. I felt it was where I was meant to live my purpose. I felt it was, you know, where I was meant to leave my legacy. And so I went back to Canada. I quit my job. Eventually, I sold everything I owned in Canada, and I moved to Ghana and then to Nigeria. And I've been living in West Africa for the last 8 years. And now we've opened up in Kenya, in East Africa. And so for me, I'm relocating to Kenya. I want to help this market grow. I want to help anyone who wants to be successful grow here in East Africa. We have amazing, incredible leaders in West Africa already and all around the world. And so for me, the joy that I get every day from the amazing testimonies that I hear about our products and what they're doing for people. Even today, I was hearing testimonies. The joy I get from empowering people to have an amazing life, right? To be able to make impact on others. It really gives me so much pleasure. And for me, I've been using the products for over 13 years. I would never stop. I use them every single day, and I know that they are doing great, great, great things for my health. And so, you know, you have a decision to make. You know, if you're like most of us who have joined Max International, when you decide to join us, it will truly be one of the best decisions you have ever made in your life. And you will find that you get a lot of joy out of making impact in other people's lives. Because, you know, every single person deserves a healthy and financially sound future. Everybody deserves that. And with Max International, that's exactly what you can have. And you know, what's the very worst thing that could happen? The very worst thing that could happen if you make a decision and you join us is that you have incredible products that you've paid for, which cost you less than if you would have bought them as a customer, right? That will be amazing for your health. But what's the very best that could happen? The very best that could happen is that your life could be changed forever. Your family's life could be changed forever. And you can join us and make an impact on the world, build a global business, have incredible financial freedom, not stress about money in your future again, and know that you're making a difference for others. And I hope that you will join us in this amazing initiative that we call Max International. Together, we can truly make a lot of impact. And I know that we'll be celebrating you very, very soon. So with that, I want to pause. I will stop for a moment And I know that some of you may have a few questions, and so we'll take just a few minutes for questions. If anyone has a question that they would like to ask Professor Osinubi or me, a question about our products, our science, or about the business opportunity, you're free to answer you're free to ask the questions, and we will take as many questions as we possibly can. Great. So I see that we have a question, how do I become an associate? So to become an associate, you simply buy your products, okay? You buy your first products. And to do that, you just ask the person who invited you to be on this call how you can make your payment, what the product packages are in the city or country that you're in, and you can get started right away. Great. So if anyone has another question, I know we had a question earlier about warfarin. Let me see if I can find it. Leah, if you're still on the call, you can go ahead and ask your question again. Okay, Leah asked a question, for someone who is on warfarin after an aortic valve replacement, which MAX products are safe? So Prof, I'll ask you to take that one.
Okay. Yes. What we say is that because glutathione actually thins the blood a little. Okay, so any of our product that contains ribosin that is capable of raising glutathione intracellularly, for example, Cellgevity, Max1, you may need to be cautious. You may not want to use it with blood thinners, not just warfarin, even heparin too. Okay, that is just it. Okay. But if you are on, for example, you are on low dose aspirin, a lot of people who are 60 and above are often placed by their doctors on low dose, that's 75 milligram salicylate. That is compatible with Cellgevity or any of our products. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have a question about how long does it take for one to see results after using Cellgevity? And, you know, we always say commit for 90 days, try and see for yourself, but everyone is different. And so some people will notice the difference after just a few days, some after a few weeks, and some after a few months. So just try for yourself and see, always commit for 90 days. We recommend you start with a month, but some people, just because of finances, they might start with a bottle or two. That's also okay, but just start, take your dose of 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, all right, with a lot of water, just to help flush the toxins out, and you'll see how you do. But most people will notice the difference in the first month for sure, but for some people it may take a little bit longer. Okay, now, okay, great. So Ella asks a question about getting to the level of senior associate up to diamond. So Ella, that would be a training for another day, okay? I would recommend that you speak to your team leader, and they can certainly guide you on how to reach the level of senior associate and then to grow from there. Okay, okay, so Antonia is asking, what is the best combination for a dementia patient? So Prof, can you take that question, please?
Yes, thank you. To start with, dementia, Alzheimer, autistic disorders, all of them, with all these 3 ailments and other dementias of the brain have been well documented in literature. Extensive researches have been done on them, already confirmed that all of them have been associated with low levels of glutathione. There is no doubt about that. So if I have somebody who is already having dementia, you know, I will whatever the doctors are adding, the neurologists, you may want to add Max1 and Cellgevity to it, please. And anyway, I always say one thing, I'm using all this already. Anne is using, we are not having dementia already. So prevention is still always better than treatment. That's the truth. So do not wait until you have dementia. Do not wait until you begin to have Alzheimer's. By the way, we have discovered that even before the symptoms actually come, one thing that eradicate the coming of Alzheimer or Parkinson's disease is actually low levels of glutathione. Before you begin to see the typical fasci that we see, for example, in Parkinson's disease, okay, before we begin to see the shuffling gait and things like that, if you check the blood of those people, you would have found low levels of glutathione. So it's always better actually to prevent this than to wait until Alzheimer or any other dementia will set in. Thank you.
Great, amazing. So you heard Prof mention taking Cellgevity and Max1, and Max1 is not a product that we talked about in our presentation, but just so that you all know, Max1 is pure ribosine, okay? It has nothing else in it. It's the same dose of ribosine as Cellgevity has, but it's pure ribosine. And so sometimes if there's really something severe that someone is trying to deal with and you want to increase the level of ribosine, you can add Max1 to Cellgevity. I certainly do that on a regular basis. And I also add even more Max1 if there's some health challenge that I'm trying to deal with at a particular moment in time. Okay, so someone is asking about traveling. Is there any opportunity for me? Yes, absolutely. So when you join Max International, we have our first reward experience. When you reach the level of bronze and you maintain that level of bronze for 2 months, then you're invited on a gala dinner and training event for, it's called Step Up to Silver. That's usually in the same city as the company's office. And then as you rise up to silver and you maintain the level of silver for a couple of months, then you are now invited on a weekend trip someplace in the same country, but usually at a 4 or 5 star resort outside for a weekend of training, of recognition, of celebration. It's a great, great, great weekend. And then as you go up from there, golds and platinums go on a trip out of the country. Amazing trips. Last year, we were in Zanzibar. We've been to Dubai. We've been to different places. And so those are also amazing trips. And then once you reach the level of diamond and you maintain your level of diamond for some time, you'll be invited on truly the most glamorous trips in the world. They are super fantastic. We're going to Italy in 2023. We went to Ireland last year. We've been to Peru. We've been to South Africa. Really incredible trips. And so absolutely, the travel is there for everyone. You just have to achieve in the business. Now, DeGraft asked a question about taking Cellgevity. Can Cellgevity be taken on an empty stomach? So Prof, I'll turn that one over to you.
Yes, thank you. In fact, preferably, Cellgevity is better on empty stomach. How do I take mine? First thing in the morning and last thing at night. Not that the idea here is that if you take it with meals, it will compete. Food particles will also compete for absorption, okay? And that is the reason you should take it on empty stomach, so that you can have maximum absorption, and then you can have shorter time of assimilation for it to work. So it's always better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I take mine first thing in the morning. It's the very first thing I do every morning because sometimes I'm not so great with my afternoon or evening dose. I take it whenever I think of it. I'm not as disciplined as Prof. I take it whenever I think of it, whether it's with or without food. But my first dose I always take in the morning without food. Now, if you find that you have any sort of discomfort, a few people, not many, find that they have a bit of discomfort, then you can take it with food. It will still work. But if you're able to, just take it without food first thing in the morning. Then that's great. Daniel says he's been taking Cellgevity and Switch for about 2 months. He's feeling great. I'm really happy to hear that, Daniel. That's a great combination because it will help get your body rid of toxins so that you can now start to lose weight effectively. That's amazing. Now, a question from Ella, which of the products is ideal for fertility? So Prof, I'll turn that one over to you.
Yes, thank you. To start with, let's look at female infertility. Almost every, I showed a slide last week, almost every condition we have found out in female infertility, ranging from endometriosis to polycystic ovarian syndrome. Almost all of them have been associated with generation of free radicals, excessive generation of free radicals, and or low levels of glutathione. Then, concerning the male infertility, the sperm cell is unusually prone to free radical damage. How is it prone to free radical damage? The sperm cells has a lot of mitochondria in the middle piece of the sperm cell. The implication of that is that we have a lot of polyunsaturated fatty acids, okay, within the membranes of the middle piece of sperm cell, and we have a lot of oxygen available. So you have the substrates, okay, you have the food on which free radicals will fester on. So the sperm cell is unusually prone to free radical damage, and that is why a product like Cellgevity and Max 1 will actually help whether it's male or female infertility. As a matter of fact, as I speak now, Google, I'm giving you an assignment. Google as I speak now, fibroid stroke glutathione. You will be shocked today what you will see online. You will see thousands of papers. People are not just checking data. You will see thousands of papers already written, not by me, not by Max International, written that look, low levels of glutathione has been extensively associated with fibroids. It's amazing. It's available online. So this is a product. The Cellgevity will help. Max 1 also will help. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. With fibroids in almost every case, that's what I see. I have so many testimonies where fibroids are reduced or even eliminated when they start using our products. So absolutely. And there's a related question here about Cellgevity and can it be used in pregnancy?
Thank you. The products from Max International have not been extensively studied in pregnant women and nursing mothers. So we do not advise that they are not marketed to be used as such in both pregnant women and nursing mother. However, if your doctor feels that you are having a life-threatening condition and he believes that you will benefit from it, that person will benefit from it, he can go ahead and use it, but your doctor must approve it. The data I have currently have been largely on animals, and we have very, very wonderful results from animal studies on pregnancy, but we cannot yet extrapolate that to humans, please. Thank you.
Great. So we have a question from Gideon. I'm going to read it out, but then I'm going to extrapolate it to be a broader question. So he's asking, can someone with stroke take Cellgevity, Max 357 and Max 1 at the same time? So we can answer that, but let's also talk about the ability to take multiple Max products at the same time. I know that I use almost every Max product every single day. I think you're the same, Prof. Yeah. So maybe talk about the issue with stroke, and then also you can talk about the safety and efficacy of taking more than one Max product.
Yes, the efficacy of taking more than, today alone on my table here, I have Max 357, I have Cellgevity. Oh, just behind us here we have my which one is this? Cellgevity again, and then the Metabolic Switch. Okay, I take all of them. Let me tell you the reason. The only one that I take sparingly is actually Max 1. But I take them. I remember when I was in Kenya in May, I had to take some Max 1. I didn't come with my Max 1. I had to load myself. I developed serious allergy. I had to load myself with a lot of Max 1. The simple reason why we do that is that they have different functions. For example, the omega oils have been well documented in the literature that to protect your heart, to protect your skin and things like that. While don't forget that Max 357 does not contain ribosine. Ribosine, our products that contain ribosine are this Cellgevity, Max 1, Metabolic Switch, okay, and Max ATP. Okay, so if you really want to, but if you ask me that, okay, you have some limited funds and there must be one product that you must take and then you are not sick, Cellgevity is number one. Cellgevity as at today is the most potent, most technologically advanced, most powerful intracellular support glutathione system in the world. So it's one product that you must take. You see, for anything that has to do with the brain, let me tell you about the brain a little bit. For free radicals to actually destroy things, the free radicals need two major things to be present. Oxygen will be there. Number two, usually polyunsaturated fatty acid. The brain is 2% of the whole body in weight. But guess what? The brain uses 20% of the oxygen of the whole body. So you have so much oxygen in this brain, and you have billions of cells coming together, billions of synapses. So you have a lot of polyunsaturated fatty acid. In short, you have lipids in the brain, a lot of lipids, and you have a lot of oxygen. So you have the substrates on which free radicals can damage. And that is why a lot of the ailments of the brain will respond to good levels of glutathione. Okay, so I'm not surprised. Studies have shown us clearly now, Alzheimer, Parkinson's disease, autistic disorders have been seriously linked to low levels of glutathione. And that is why patients with stroke too will actually respond a lot. I've seen a lot of patients with stroke that have responded tremendously to using Cellgevity. So it's amazing. It's something that you should actually think of adding to a patient who has stroke to supplement whatever your doctors are actually giving. Thank you.
Great. And then someone is asking, is it wise for someone on high blood pressure treatment to take Cellgevity? Yes, as a matter of fact, I am pleading with everyone out here today. If you have a patient, if you have a relation on diabetes, you have a relation on blood pressure, please kindly let that patient add Cellgevity to whatever you are using. It will help. I am telling you this. It will help. But the reasons are too many for me to even elaborate here. We have found out when we talk about the problem with high blood pressure is just that the basic problem, let me tell you the underlying problem with blood pressure, is that the pipes carrying blood, the vessels, they become rigid. Instead of them expanding and contracting, after some time they become rigid. Number two, they become narrowed because of deposition of lipids, of plaques. Let me tell you one thing about those plaques that we have realized now. New studies have shown us that the dangers with those plaques is more about oxidation. That is, you may be having the good cholesterol known as the high density lipoproteins cholesterol. These are the good cholesterol molecules. The bad ones are the low density lipoprotein. You may be having low density lipoprotein cholesterol and yet not have any problem. You know why? Because they have not been oxidized. The day they are oxidized, even when you have good levels of high density lipoprotein in your body, in your blood, if the moment they are oxidized, they cannot function again. And that is why using Cellgevity will help them. It will definitely help. So it's amazing. You may, if you can afford it, you may. There is no harm in adding Max 357 to it. Max 357, I've said it, I'm saying it again here. The basis of virtually every chronic ailment. These studies were not done by Max International scientists. They have been done. The basis of most of the chronic ailments is chronic inflammation. And the basis of chronic inflammation is release of free radicals. So one thing that omega-3
does in the human body is to act as an anti-inflammatory agent, and that is why it is awesome. And you only get this kind of quality in when you harvest fishes from deep sea. When you harvest fishes from surface area, you are not going to get the quality of the omegas that you get from our own, and that is different. So you may say, but omega oils are common everywhere. No, omega oils are not. They are different from one another. Please, just because somebody has labeled this omega-3, this omega-5, doesn't make it the same quality, please.
Great. So we have a follow-on question about warfarin, and you mentioned the products that contain ribosine, of course, that being Cellgevity, Max1, Switch, and ATP. So the two products that do not contain ribosine are Enfuse and Max357. And so Leah wanted to know, are those products safe for someone on warfarin to use? 357 and Enfuse.
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. Can someone undergoing TB treatment use Cellgevity? I know you and I spoke about that today. You said yes. So that one is good. Then we had, this will be our last question because it's a multiple part question. And I know the question and answer period with Prof is always the favorite part of our program for many people, because you learn so much just by listening to his answers. So the question is some recommendations for recovery from surgery procedure, number 1. Number 2, low sperm count. Number 3, reduced kidney function, but not yet on dialysis. And number 4, arthritis, especially pain at the knees. So what would you recommend for those conditions?
Yes,
it may be the same, all of them.
For all of them, let's reduce kidney function out. I will don't add. Number 1, recovery from surgery, Cellgevity is the best. Low sperm count, Cellgevity is the best to add. Arthritis, Cellgevity is the best to add. Okay, but when you now talk about reduce kidney function, it depends on the stage of reduction. I will tell you what happens. To start with, for your kidney to work properly, you need good levels, not just good, you need good levels of intracellular glutathione. However, if the kidney is compromised, the patient is on dialysis, your nephrologist will not want you to take any other supplement or drug that will interfere with whatever they are giving you. If for example, that person has had a kidney transplant, we want to be cautious. It's not because Cellgevity will harm them. Please, it's not because Max1 will harm them. No, it's just because everybody wants to be careful. Because that person is already compromised, nobody wants to take responsibility again. Because you didn't get, let me give you an example. Google as I speak. There is when you have had a kidney transplant, how long does the maximum span for that one kidney transplant, the maximum we have seen in the world is not more than 20 years. So we want to be extremely careful for such patients. It's not because we have found that Google as I speak again, you need good levels, not just levels, good levels of glutathione for your kidney to work effectively. So if your kidney is being compromised already, ask your nephrologist, look, you have a supplement, you can Google it. Will this help? If he agrees, you can use it. But like we said, please, none of this product is being promoted to replace your doctor. You must always use our product when necessary. For example, the patient is being managed by a doctor already on hypertension. The first thing you are probably going to notice that your blood pressure falls more than usual. So you should let your doctor know, look, my blood pressure is falling more than usual. Your doctor, the next your doctor will probably ask you is that, have you added any other supplement? And then you tell him, oh, you have added Cellgevity. Oh, then you may need want to reduce the dosage of the antihypertensive agent you are using, and it will cost you less harm. It will cost you less money. So it's good. It's good thing for you anyway. Thank you.
Great. And I think it's so important for us all to be very clear that Cellgevity or Max products do not treat or cure any disease. Okay, the only thing they do is they raise glutathione in the cells. And so usually we can make it very, very simple. We don't really need to ask about, what should we use for this or that or this or that. It's 95% of cases, it's going to be Cellgevity. And all we say is commit for 90 days, try and see. And the only thing that Cellgevity does is it raises glutathione in the cells. And when that happens, amazing things can happen in your health. And so just give it a try, no matter what the condition. Or if you just want to stay young and reduce your signs of aging, right? You don't need to be unhealthy. You don't need to be sick to use Max products. They can help keep you healthy, keep you as young as possible for as long as possible. So I hope that you've enjoyed tonight's program. If you're ready to get started, just get back to the person who invited you to this call and tell them you're excited, you're ready to go. Please, let's show some love in the chat for Professor Osinubi. He is just an amazing, amazing individual. And we're so happy that we have him as part of Max International. He has added countless amounts of value. He's done studies on ribosine. He is truly a global icon. We love him so much. We appreciate him so much. And we're so grateful to him for everything that he has done to advance the cause of ribosine and Max International. We really, really appreciate you, Prof. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, and thank you, everybody.
Okay, have a great night, everybody. Bye.